Hey guys, Joel here, back with our reactions to Fringe. We're on to episode 4 of season 4. The last episode saw our side, Lincoln, get into a bit of trouble investigating this case. Olivia had been speaking to him, asking me if he's freaked out yet sufficiently with all the case files that he's been catching up on, and he said he wasn't, but by the time he'd finished that case he was. And Walter, I don't know. He's been seeing who we know is Peter, and he's convinced himself that he was going insane, frightened to death that Olivia was going to send him back to St. Clair's, and she just about stopped him from trying to perform a lobotomy on himself at the end of the last episode. That scene where she walks in and sees, you can see the shock and the look on her face. I'll never forget that now. But it turns out, when he actually confides in her and tells her what he's been seeing, she's been seeing it too. They just didn't show us or give any hint that there was anyone experiencing this other than Walter. So now we know they are both seeing him, and Walter has said then we need to figure out who it is and we need to find him. So let's go and see if we carry straight on with it or not. This is episode 4. Don't think you can shoot it.
I want to capture the apparition that's been haunting us on film.
Right.
I believe the apparition may be out of phase with our reality, and for that reason he is not visible from all directions. Multiple cameras taking pictures from multiple angles. An idea I got from the fight sequences in the Matrix.
When I woke up this morning, there was some kind of energy hovering above my bed. I know it sounds crazy, but it was making some kind of droning noise, and it seemed to be, or it was powerful. There were all these metal objects gathered in a pile on the floor, like it was collecting.
Maybe we can deduce exactly what form of energy is responsible for this.
You're not supposed to be looking at that. Be remanded to my care for long-term further evaluation. That's going to make him panic even more.
Find anything metal so they can test whether those metal objects have become magnetized.
What was that?
What's that?
What's wrong?
What's happening?
Whoa!
Olivia!
What's going on in there?
Walter, what are you talking about?
Astrid! What's wrong? Olivia! What's happening?
That was out of time and phase. That was effect before cause.
I'm not sure it caused a time effect before.
Before?
25 years ago, when Billy and I did the Cortexiphan trials, there was a boy who displayed the beginnings of an ability for astral projection. That would explain the radiation levels in Olivia's apartment.
I mean, like you said, it was 25 years ago.
Billy always theorized that the Cortexiphan children would share a psychic link.
But why me and why now?
I can't answer that. It burned you by touching you. It trapped you in a room. Who's to say what will happen next time? We never destroyed files. Maybe she did. Viper.
Don't make me tell you.
Look, tell what I said.
Maybe you can ask Walter if he remembers what group the boy was in.
I mean, that may help. Of course, Walter, did you hear that?
Yes. Her voice goes right into my inner ear and rattled around like razor blades. Of course I heard it. Tell her to go.
Walter and William Bell thought that children had untapped extrasensory capabilities.
Oh my god, they've not done any of this.
Are socialized out of us when we grow up.
And so they experimented on kids.
It's all coming out again.
Now that we know who he is and where we have to go to find him,
Walter, you haven't left the lab in 3 years.
I know the patient, I know his capabilities. You do not. You need me. Without me, you can do nothing. Perfectly fine. Now, Peachy.
He's agoraphobic.
Fresh air!
And germophobic.
How much I love it.
Perhaps a glass of water?
Do you have any idea how many viruses a simple water glass can carry?
Okay. Well, if you need me, I'm right next door. Walter, it's me! I'm coming in!
What the on the bed, Fred. Dead skin cells on the pillow. Chocolate stains on the desk and strawberry juice on the carpet. I tried to ignore that.
There's nothing here that can hurt you. This is all in your mind.
Without Peter in this,
sorry, does that
Walter's life is sad.
Not as deeply as my pride. My wife used to say I was a man of contradictions. She liked that about me. I'm glad she never knew me like this. A significant threat to himself or others. A letter in your jacket. From Sinclair's. I wasn't snooping. I saw the emblem. I've known for 3 years that this day would come sooner or later. That I was a burden to Fringe Division. And to you.
Walter.
No need to sugarcoat it. I merely work for you.
Whatever decision I make, I'm only trying to do what's best.
Uh-oh, it's happening again. Whoa! Wait a minute. I just heard Peter's voice.
Before we discuss the handling of evidence, you're going to have to explain to me exactly what your jurisdiction is here.
I think that this is all you'll need. I'm sure that you'll recognize that name.
Blanket authority.
Wow.
You said before
You
that the
did.
doses were so low, none of the children's abilities lasted any longer than 24 hours after treatment.
That's true. We couldn't have accounted for this. But if Cameron is manifesting astral projection, then it must be inadvertent.
Well, I'm actually looking for a man named Cameron James. I was... Hey!
And he's gone.
Cameron?
Cameron?
Ah! What do you want? What do you want from me?
Olivia.
Leave me alone.
Olivia, please don't kill him.
Oh, he remembers her.
Why are you doing
I don't
this
know
to
what you're
me?
talking about. I haven't thought about you in years.
You're able to astral project.
Listen, Dr. Freak. I haven't been able to astral project since you stopped shoving needles in my arm when I was 7 years old. Anytime I have any kind of anxiety, I send metal flying, so I have to stay calm. He was the one who signed me up for those experiments. Made me use his name so he could access that pathetic trust fund they gave us. Hell of a guy. I don't know what kind of father does that. If you had given me some special power, that'd be one thing. Then maybe I'd be special.
It is possible that the electromagnetism isn't the root cause, but a side effect of field distortions in time.
Sure.
I witnessed effect before cause.
That's what I said.
If Cameron's reflexive magnetic discharge dispersed the energy, if it distorts those that already exist around us, focusing them, maybe tearing them open, and I'm afraid it's going to keep returning until it's demolished.
I know
Growing
what this
so
is.
large that it will consume everything in its path. It's happening! Direct it at the wall!
There you go.
Yeah.
What? Why did he just appear?
What you did may have compromised Cameron's ability. You acted against all reasonable agreements and expectations. You behaved irrationally with regard to only your intuition and instincts. When I do
Right.
that, people say I'm crazy. I suppose I've learned that crazy is a lot more complicated than people think.
Father and son just pulled a man from the middle of Raiden Lake.
Where's Raiden Lake?
Upstate New York.
He knows.
Whoever he is knows a lot of classified information. Things no one outside this division could possibly know. What's more, he claims to know every one of us. Has he said anything else?
No, but he keeps talking about an Olivia Dunham.
Told you. She needs you.
Olivia, thank God you're here.
Who are you?
You've got a slight problem. Okay, mind blown. Probably as much as Peter's just was with that opening statement. So my theory throughout the episode was kinda half right. When Walter started mentioning whatever it is, it's not causing electromagnetism, that's an effect of it. He has somehow, between him and I think Olivia's involvement without her knowing it, has brought himself back into being and pushed back into a timeline where he's not meant to exist, which explains why he rematerialized at Raiden Lake in the water, because that would have been, in this timeline, the very last moment before his death, because the observers never saved him. That's a clever piece of writing. Damn, this show's good. It's been so sad this season, and all the stuff that we know with the Cortexiphan trials and all the other subjects that we've already come across and all the things that have happened to them, none of this has happened here. Not even for Olivia. So there would have been, you know, like the episode when she turned all the lights off with the bomb with... oh, what was his name? Jones something. David Robert Jones. That wouldn't have happened. She's not aware of the majority of abilities that she has here, and I think this is what's helped bring him into being. The problem we've got now is he remembers everything we remember that's already taken place. Nobody else does. So there will be some similarities with some of their cases that he will know, but there will be a load that he knows that they doesn't. Broyles has just said there, he seems to have tons of classified information that he couldn't possibly know, and he claims to know every one of us. Of course he does. He is back, as far as I'm aware, exactly as he was at the moment he opened the bridge. So all of his experiences are from an alternate timeline, and he's going to have severe trouble now trying to explain anything as to who he is. And Walter so far has been terrified of seeing him because he thought he was going insane. How is he going to approach this now? If he tries to say, I'm your son, and Walter in this timeline has already experienced going through losing him twice, his and Walter's. This is getting... I thought this series was already complicated, and it's about to get a lot more complicated, isn't it? But that was a brilliant episode because it just looked like some random case at the beginning, and it wasn't. That's the first time we saw it as energy, and it was Peter. So, I've been saying for about 2 or 3 episodes, I don't like this timeline. Everything's sad, everything's not right, Walter's not tethered to the world, he hasn't got Peter, he lives in the lab, everything's wrong, and now Peter's back. Things could change, I don't know. But he's the only one who remembers everything, the rest of them don't. So it's not going to be as it was. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just trying to logically think as to where it may go next, before I see it. Right, I think that will do. That is episode 4. We will be back with episode 5 in 3 days. Until then, guys, please put your comments down below and let me know what you thought of this episode, especially when you first saw it, because it's not really explained anything as to what this energy was yet. Maybe it will at some point, I don't know, and you know why it was done this way. But this is what they meant by the observer saying parts of him continue to bleed through. Well, there's not parts of him now. He's just popped up in Raiden like mental. Right, don't forget, please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more episodes of Fringe, and that way you can turn notifications on and you know when the next one will be posted. So I'll see you for that next episode very soon. Till then, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care.